There is free money in the state of Georgia. It is up for grabs if you're a first-time home buyer. The Georgia Dream Homeownership Program is a state-run initiative designed to make buying a home more affordable for eligible home buyers in the state of Georgia. Buying a first home can be tough, especially when coming up with a down payment and the closing costs. A lot of people forget about the closing costs. This program helps clear that hurdle by providing affordable mortgage loans paired with down payment assistance or DPA programs for those that meet certain criteria. It's administered through the Georgia Department of Community Affairs, or the DCA, and offers different loan options to serve a broad range of homebuyer needs. Georgia Dream offers a 30-year fixed rate mortgage for first-time homebuyers or those who haven't owned a home in the past 3 years. The loans can be various types: FHA, VA, USDA, or conventional, giving buyers flexibility in choosing the loan that fits their situation. Interest rates are incredibly competitive and typically a little bit below market price, and they are set by the participating lenders like myself. To qualify for Georgia Dream loans, home buyers have to meet the following specific requirements. This is a broad overview. There's some more specifics, and when you get ready, we'll discuss. Generally, borrowers must be first-time home buyers, meaning no ownership interest in a primary residence in the last 3 years. There are a couple exceptions to that, but they're very specific. Household income limits. Buyers' household incomes must fall below certain limits. The exact limit depends on what county and the number of people you will have in the household. The standard or the regular Georgia Dream program sets income caps to ensure that the program serves the low to moderate income families. There's a maximum home purchase price allowed, which also varies by location. For most areas in Georgia, the standard program's purchase price will limit somewhere around that $550,000 range and can be higher in certain higher cost areas or with specific program variants, which we'll discuss later on in the video. There are asset limitations. After closing, borrowers can't have this excessive liquid asset sitting there. Typically, you must have no more than $20,000 or 20% of the home's sales price, whichever is greater, in liquid assets left over after you close. This again ensures assistance goes to the people who truly need it. A minimum credit score of 640 is required to qualify, and 660 if you're buying a manufactured home. Lenders will also look at your debt-to-income ratios to ensure that you can afford the mortgage payments. All Georgia Dream participants must complete a homebuyer education course. This can be done by attending a workshop, going through a one-on-one housing counseling, or taking an online class. This requirement helps prepare buyers for the responsibilities of homeownership. How it works: you don't apply directly with the DCA for the Georgia Dream loan. Instead, you work with a participating lender. These lenders are approved to offer Georgia Dream mortgages. You get pre-qualified, submit a mortgage application, and once I approve you or my team approves you, they'll handle the loan closing, with the DCA providing the down payment assistance program as a second loan. Essentially, Georgia Dream loans have a first, which is the primary loan used to purchase the house, and it's associated with a second mortgage for the down payment assistance portion. The first mortgage is at basically a standard interest rate, maybe a little bit below market rate, and the second mortgage has no monthly payments. It's a deferred payment loan that you repay only when you sell or refinance, or you come into some cash and you pay off the first mortgage. One of the biggest benefits of the Georgia Dream program is its down payment assistance, the DPA, which helps cover the upfront costs of buying a home. All Georgia Dream loans come with the option for down payment assistance in the form of a second mortgage. Here are the general down payment assistance options under the standard program. The standard down payment assistance is available to eligible Georgia Dream borrowers. This assistance provides 5% of the home's purchase price up to $10,000 toward your down payment and closing costs. This can significantly reduce the amount of upfront cash you need. So for example, if you're buying a $300,000 house, that would be 5% of $300,000 would be 15, but you're capped out at 10%. For protectors, educators, and nurses, PEN program. This is a special incentive for certain public servants. If you are employed full-time as a public protector, like a firefighter, police officer, military, an educator, like a teacher and the employees of that educational institution, or a healthcare provider, think nurses and others in the medical field, you will qualify for 6% of the purchase price up to $12,500 in assistance. The slightly higher assistance for Penn recognizes these professionals for their services. It's a great option. There is a choice option. This is an option for home buyers who have a family member living with a disability. Qualifying borrowers can also receive 6% of the purchase price up to that $12,500 towards a down payment or closing costs. This helps families who may have additional financial burdens related to caring for a disabled family member. All of the down payment assistance through the Georgia Dream comes as a 0% interest loan. No interest, no monthly payments. You repay it only when you sell the house, refinance, or cease to occupy the home as your primary residence. If you're going to turn that primary residence into an investment property, like one of the housing hacks, you will have to pay the down payment assistance back. If you stay in the home long term, you don't have to pay the down payment assistance back until much later, making it essentially a silent or almost a forgivable assistance in the short term for sure. Something to pay attention to is always check with your lender, check with the Georgia Dream program, because they do increase and change the standards from time to time. So always check for the latest updates, as the exact assistant limits or program terms can change based on funding availability and certainly some policy adjustments. Now, beyond the standard Georgia Dream offerings, the state has introduced 3 special loan variations under the Georgia Dream umbrella: Peach Plus, Peach Advantage, and Peach Select VA. These programs were created to expand homeownership opportunities to even more people by adjusting eligibility and benefits. So we're going to break down each one and how they differ from the standard Georgia Dream loan. Peach Plus. The Peach Plus program is an expansion of the Georgia Dream program launched just a year ago in 2024 to serve home buyers who need a bit more flexibility than the standard program provides. Think of the Peach Plus as like the Georgia Dream 2.0. It builds on the original program but raises the income and the purchase price limits and relaxes certain rules to include more middle income families. So there's some broader eligibility. Unlike the standard Georgia Dream, which is limited to a first-time home buyer, the Peach Plus is open to first-time and repeat or subsequent home buyers. This means even if you've owned a home in the last 3 years or currently own one but plan to buy a new primary residence, you can still qualify for the Peach Plus program. This is huge. Higher income limits. This is enormous too. Peach Plus significantly increases the household income limits. This allows moderate to somewhat moderate high income families to qualify. Essentially, many who earn too much to qualify for the regular Georgia Dream program, they may fit under the Peach Plus. The exact income cap can go up to 150% of the area median income for your location, which is considerably higher than the standard program limits. Another advantage or another increase has been the higher purchase price allowance. The maximum purchase price allowed is also higher with the Peach Plus program. Families that couldn't use the Georgia Dream before because the home they needed for either size or location reasons was above the price cap might find they can now qualify with the Peach Plus. Here's another change. Loan types. Peach Plus offers a 30-year fixed mortgage rate through FHA or VA. So if you qualify for an FHA loan or a VA if you're a veteran or active military, but your income for the home price was just above the standard Georgia Dream threshold, Peach Plus can bridge that gap. The interest rates will remain competitive or even below market rate and give you the opportunity to get in if you qualify for either one of those programs. Eligible Peach Plus borrowers can still get down payment assistance, though the amounts differ slightly from the standard program. Under the Peach Plus program, the standard down payment assistance program is 3.5% of the purchase price, which is a change, but it's still capped out at $10,000. And for the Penn or the Choice down payment assistance, it's 4%, but the dollar figure is still $12,500. These percentages are a bit lower than the standard Georgia Dream program, but still provide substantial help. So here's an example. If there's a $300,000 purchase price, 3.5% would be $10,500, but since the max is $10,000, that's what you'd receive. The rationale is that the Peach Plus is serving a higher income bracket, so the assistance is slightly scaled down, but it still remains an incredibly valuable benefit. Credit and other requirements are something you need to pay attention to. The credit score minimum is 640, and other requirements like asset limits and homebuyer education remain in effect. For the Peach Plus, You've got to pay attention to that. Borrowers still must not exceed the borrower's income and asset threshold, even if those are higher than the standard program. So why did they even offer the Peach Plus program? The introduction of the Peach Plus program was to not leave anybody out. They wanted to be all inclusive. Many Georgia families earn just over the limit for help or want to purchase in areas where the price ranges are certainly above the standard cap. Peach Plus opens the door for those families, allowing them to pursue homeownership with a little state-supported boost. It's especially helpful for the growing families or those living in areas where home prices have gone up and pushed entry-level homes way out of reach based on the original program. Peach Select VA Loan Program. Peach Select VA is a Georgia Dream variation launched specifically for veterans and active duty military homebuyers. Announced last year, 2024, this program recognizes the service of veterans by waiving the first-time homebuyer requirement and offering a special lower than market interest rate for VA loans specifically. Here are the key features of the VA Peach Select program. Again, exclusively for veterans, the Peach Select VA loan is only available to qualified veterans, active duty service members, and possibly certain surviving spouses. Unlike the standard Georgia Dream, you do not have to be a first-time homebuyer for this program, which is huge. If you served and are eligible for a VA loan, even if you've owned a home before, you can take advantage of the Peach Select VA loan. Low fixed interest rates, again, below market interest rates. This program offers an interest rate below the current market level for VA loans. In fact, when it launched, the initial interest rate was set at 5%, which was quite favorable at that particular time. Going forward, the rate can adjust weekly, managed by the DCA to remain competitive and not be incredibly below market price. The goal is to reduce the monthly payment burden for veteran homebuyers. It's a fantastic program and they deserve it. There's no down payment assistance provided because a VA loan is 100% financing. So the key to this, what makes it so beneficial, is the lower market interest rate or below market interest rate. It does not offer any down payment assistance whatsoever. Again, VA loans by nature already allow 100% financing, so no down payment is required at all. So the focus here is giving a lower rate rather than an additional down payment assistance. However, buyers can still combine the Peach Select VA loan with other external down payment assistance programs if they find ones that actually they qualify for. For example, if there's a county out there that's offering down payment assistance, or maybe a nonprofit that's offering assistance, that program could be layered on top of this. Of course, it's subject to approval. Now, there's a minimum investment. Borrowers are required to contribute a whopping $500 of their own funds toward the purchase. This is a token investment to ensure borrowers have some sort of stake in the game, but it's an incredibly low hurdle to take advantage of. Now, the loan terms are pretty simple. It's a 30-year fixed rate VA mortgage. As a VA, it comes with the usual VA benefits. There's no private mortgage insurance requirement, the ability to finance 100% of the purchase price, and VA standard VA funding fee, unless you're exempt, will apply. The Peach Select VA basically overlays an especially low interest rate onto the VA loan framework. They're just piggybacking, giving you a much lower interest rate. Take advantage of it, like I said, if you can. There are some credit requirements, though. On a VA, you don't necessarily have to have a credit score at all. But if you're going to take advantage of the lower than market interest rate, you do have to have a 640. The maximum debt to income ratio is not a fixed number, just like any other VA loan. It is determined by the automated underwriting system that we utilize for VA loans. This means there's certainly some flexibility. If you have a strong application, the system might allow for a much higher DTI, whether you have assets, some sort of compensating factor. This will help. This is similar to the standard VA loan underwriting, just with that oversight, that overlay of the Georgia Dream. The no first-time homebuyer requirement, it bears repeating, okay, as this is a major plus. Even if you've owned a home recently or currently, you can still use the Peach Select VA for your next home purchase. That is enormous. Now, again, it has to be your primary residence. So if you're leaving a property and it's becoming that house is becoming an investment property, you can buy your new primary with this product. This is unlike the standard Georgia Dream, which disqualifies recent homeowners. The state wanted to ensure that veterans have access to this benefit without that limitation. If you choose a Peach Select VA loan, you cannot simultaneously use the regular Georgia Dream program on the same purchase. Essentially, Peach Select VA stands on its own. So why the Select program? Why the Peach Select VA? If you're a veteran in Georgia, Peach Select VA might be the best homeownership deal available. You're getting the advantage of the VA loan, no down payment required, no PMI, plus a subsidized interest rate, courtesy of the Georgia Dream Initiative. Over the life of the loan, that lower interest rate can save you thousands or tens of thousands of dollars in interest compared to a regular VA loan at the current market rate. It's Georgia's way of giving back to veterans by making homeownership even more attainable and certainly more affordable with that lower market rate. Acknowledging that even with VA benefits, monthly affordability can be a challenge for some. If you believe you may be eligible for any of the Georgia Dream programs, whether it's a standard or the Peach Plus or the Peach Select VA, here's how to proceed. Review the income limits for your county and the purchase price limits for the program you're interested in. You can find these details on the Georgia DCA's Georgia Dream program web pages or by contacting us and my team, me and my team. We can help you figure that out. Also, consider your credit score and savings to ensure that you meet the baseline requirements we discussed. Homebuyer education, it's a good idea to go ahead and complete the required homebuyer education class early in the process. You don't want to wait to do this last minute. Many nonprofit housing agencies offer workshops, and there are approved online courses as well. Having the certificate in hand will be just one less thing you need to worry about later on during the process, and you'll gain the valuable knowledge for the home buying journey. Georgia Dream loans are assessed through approved lenders like Mortgage Right here in downtown Woodstock. Reach out to me and my team, and we'll discuss your situation and tell you how you qualify, what we need to do to get you qualified if you are interested in the Georgia Dream program. We will pre-qualify you, pre-approve by looking at your income, your credit, your finances, and let you know which Georgia Dream option you can pursue, either the standard versus the Peach Plus, or maybe even the Select VA if you're veteran or active military. So you want to go ahead and get pre-approved. I will likely, or my team will likely get you pre-approved for a mortgage amount that meets your budget. This helps you know how much you can afford and shows sellers that you're actually ready and you're serious. During the pre-approval, we will also confirm which Georgia Dream variant fits you. For instance, if your income is below the standard and you're a first-time home buyer, you might stick with that standard program. Or if your income's higher, the Peach Plus may be the route. The next step is house hunting. With your pre-approval and program in mind, you can go ahead and shop for a home. You get in contact. We can put you in contact with a real estate agent. Keep those programs and purchase price limits in mind as you search. Work with a real estate agent who is familiar with this program and can help you find properties within the guidelines. Again, I can put you in contact with somebody who understands the program. The loan application will have already been completed. So once you go under contract, you will be ready to process the loan, including the Georgia Dream second mortgage down payment assistance if you're using that one. Be prepared to provide additional or updated documentation like pay stubs, tax returns, updated bank statements, etc., and to explain any large deposits or potentially credit issues from the pre-approval process to the time you went under contract. Just your regular mortgage stuff. At closing, you'll sign the mortgage paperwork for both the first mortgage and the Georgia Dream second mortgage, if that's the program you take advantage of. You'll pay your minimum required contribution of at least $1,000 of your own funds, or $500 if you're using the Peach Select VA program. The down payment assistance funds will be applied towards your down payment and or closing costs. You'll have the opportunity to enjoy your new home, and remember that second mortgage or the down payment assistance does not require a monthly payment. If down the road you decide to sell or refinance, definitely consult with the lender about paying off that Georgia Dream down payment assistance loan program at that time. And importantly, be a responsible homeowner so that homeownership remains a blessing and not a financial burden. The education will go a long way, certainly help you, and we'll be able to help educate you throughout the process as well. The Georgia Dream program and its Peach Plus and Peach Select VA options represent a comprehensive toolkit for aspiring homeowners in the state of Georgia. Whether you're a first-time buyer struggling with down payment assistance or a moderate income family that just needs a little bit of help to reach that higher price range, a veteran looking for an affordable path to home ownership, or a borrower with solid finances who just wants the best rate, the Georgia Dream product can be the option that fits your needs. My name is Darren Hunter, and once again, this was a Georgia Dream that's guaranteed.